So in this video, we're going to build our first website together. So the first thing to do is to download the starter code that I provided. So this will just help you save you some time from having to write out content. But we provide this content, this starter code on the website. So make sure to download this just to save yourself a little time. I put all my starter code in a starter code folder here. So I'm just going to take this and copy it over to this temp file. That way you all can see what I'm doing and how I dug it out. So the starter code we're going to have is we're going to have this images folder. This is going to have our images in it. You can download your own images and make your own folder here. We're going to have our index.html file and our CSS file. This index.html file already has the link for us for the CSS file, so we don't have to worry about that. And really all we have to do here is start going. So this is going to have all the text from our, let's see now, Gigantic Candy Company, Gigantic Candy Company. So we basically just want to copy this format with our HTML. So we're going to start off here. This Gigantic Candy Company, we're going to make this a header. So we're just going to start off, make this an H1. And then we're going to put the Gigantic Candy Company, Gigantic Candy Company within that header. So the next thing is about us. So we'll go ahead and make this a header too. And we'll do the same thing. We'll just select this and put the about us there. Autocomplete. Then we have our story, which is another header. So go ahead and make a third header here. And then this looks most like a paragraph. So we'll go ahead and put this into a paragraph. It's also, you can note here, these spaces, the spaces here and here don't really matter. So you can basically put this here, or you can put down a line. Either way, it'll still work. So the spacing and tabs in HTML aren't very important. Other languages, they are important, like Python, for example. But here in HTML, you have a little bit of wiggle room. So then we do our flagship products. So we want that to look the same as our story. So our story is an H3 header. So we're going to do the same thing here. And then we're going to come down to 27-inch for crispy treat. So this is bullets. So bullets are typically easiest in a list, specifically an unordered list. So we're going to create an unordered list here. And then each item in an unordered list has the LI tag. So we're going to go ahead and make that. And then we're going to take this. The first thing we really need to do is make a few of these. Gummy bear. Sour Patch Kids. There. And at this point, we've done a little bit of work, so we'll make sure we're not completely going off with the screen things up here. We're just going to go in and we're going to see whether or not what we've built so far looks like something. Right, so as you can see here, even with just the standard formatting without having done any CSS, you can see that this is already starting to look a little bit like what we're trying to build with Gigantic Candy Company here, about us, and all these things here. So we're just going to keep on working, and then we're going to come back and style it later. So our mission, remind ourselves what this looks like. So this looks kind of like our story or our flagship products. So we'll use that same H3 tag. the same unordered list here for our mission. I'll go ahead and put this inside. I'll go back to the website and just refresh. Okay, so it looks like that's all coming in as to be expected. The next thing to do is add these images. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're just going to add that in between each list item here. So image, source, and because we put our images in a folder called images, first we're going to refer to that folder, and then it'll automatically show the images that we have in that folder. So the first one is the restricted page. So we do that there. And then we'll just close this. And important to note here, there's just basically this opening statement here, these opening tags. So it's just the image and then close, whereas the list has the opening and the close. So just a difference to note there between images and pretty much every other HTML element out there. So simplicity, we're just going to copy this. The image, this will be gummy. This will be kids. We're going to save that, and then we're just going to go back here, and then we're just going to press refresh to see whether or not this is working. And sure enough, it's working. So we're almost done with this. The only other thing we want to do is we want to now have that header, or those H3 headers be blue. So this will be pretty simple. Just going to go into our code here. We're going to go to our main.css file, and we want these H3s to be blue. So we're just going to go ahead and type that in. H3 blue, and that should be it. There we go. So we now have our finished website, and I'll move myself out of the way so you can see the rest of this. And this looks pretty similar to what we were originally trying to build. Ooh, going crazy here. So hopefully this wasn't too bad, and I'll see you at the next lesson.